Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about what I think will be the best gold farm for the first few weeks of patch 10.1.5, and this is something, trust me, you will be able to make a lot of gold with. This gold farm will only be available next week on Wednesday when the new patch will be live, and it's taking place in Naxxramas in Wrath of the Lich King. So in order to access Naxxramas, you want to come in the Dragonflight area and enter the raid right here. One thing I want to insist on is the fact that all the information we have so far is based on the PTR, so maybe some of the things I'm going to show you or explain in this video might change, and so of course I will try to provide you with an update later next week as soon as we learn a little bit more about all these different things. Also, as Naxxramas is on a weekly ID, when the patch will go live, please be careful, don't directly go with all your different characters and start killing some bosses and everything, hoping for the different runes and all the different things we're going to talk about in today's video to respawn. So make sure first to either try it yourself with a character that you don't really care about to see how it works, whether all these different items I'm going to talk about in today's video are dropping or not, or go on the forums on WoW and try to make sure to not ruin your ID, especially on your different characters that are really good for farming inside dungeons and raids. Really something I want to insist on, because unfortunately, if you lose your ID, then you won't be able to do this farm for a week. And this is during this first week that it's going to be the most profitable. So one thing I really want to insist on. Basically, what we're after in today's video are two materials that will be added into the game in patch 10.1.5. These materials are going to be extremely interesting because basically with them you will be able to craft a lot of really good armor pieces, such as for instance these different armor pieces here, and also a lot of weapons and a lot of different things. And so these are going to be extremely valuable. Also, one thing that is important to mention is the fact that these different materials, as I mentioned, are unobtainable right now. So it means that people are not going to be able to farm them before the release of the patch. And so there's going to have a big scarcity when the patch will go live, and there's going to have a big demand. So this is why the value for these different materials is going to be way higher than all these other materials that are also needed, but that you can already farm in the game right now. So the two materials we're after are the frozen runes, as you can see right here, and also we'll have some of these different torn scraps right here, the Wartorn Scraps. For the different frozen runes, we're pretty sure of how you will be able to get them. Basically, these are collectibles that you can get from the walls inside Naxxramas. Most of the time, they will be where some of the bosses are, and also they are all around the raid. So as you can see, I made a map where I really tried to indicate where all the different spawn points that we know so far are. And so like that, you can really refer yourself to this map. And normally, this is where you can see all the different frozen runes spawn points inside the raid. So again, make sure to keep this map with you, because normally these are the only spawn points. I might have maybe forgotten one or two, but this is really where you will be able to find all these different frozen runes. Then for the different scraps, these ones it's not yet sure, because even when you run Naxxramas and everything, you are not able to get some. But I do think that basically they will drop from all the different trash mobs inside the raid, because the versions from Classic WoW were also previously dropping from all these different trash mobs. As you can see right here, for instance, for the cloth scrap, these were dropping from all these different mobs inside the raid. Same with the plate ones, as you can see again, from all the different mobs. So I think basically when you will be killing all the different mobs, you will probably receive some of them. Here there is one thing that I think is important to mention, and that's the fact that we're again not sure whether in order to see and collect the different frozen runes and also to get some of these different scraps from the trash mobs, you will need to unlock an achievement or not. For instance, when it came to Zul'Gurub, you had to unlock an achievement in order to then get the access to all the different plants and all the different materials inside the raid. And so here it might be the same thing. So again, this is something that we will only know when the patch will go live. And again, if that's the case, then the first thing you'll have to do is to unlock this achievement and then come back to Naxxramas and start farming all these different materials. Now, when it comes to the best way to farm all these different items, in my opinion, here is the best route you can find. All you want to do is arrive and you want to start by going into the spider or the arachnid quarter. When you're here, you just want to go and kill the first boss. You will have a first rune right here. Then you want to come, you want to kill all the different trash mobs that are around because again, they might drop the different scraps. Then you want to go and kill the second boss that is right here and drop another rune that is located here. Then you want to go kill all the mobs. They will have a third rune just here. And then you want to go and arrive in this main area. So when you are here, all you want to do is go all around the map. You can basically go in the water and then arrive in these other quarters. And then all around this trail, you will find a lot of the different runes. Two things you can also do, of course, is go in the room for Mexena. You will find a rune here. You don't have to kill the boss. Then also when you are in this final quarter, the plague quarter, you can go up until the end and then come back. And here you will find another rune and then you will be able to jump inside the boss area for this boss right here. You will have another rune and then you can come and simply try to go and get the other rune right here. And also you will have a final rune just here and that's pretty much it. So right now in the PTR, when you then log out for 50 minutes to an hour, when you come back, all these different runes are up again, even the ones that are linked to the boss. So it means that basically what you could do is use maybe 4 or 5 characters. You can do that on all your different characters. And normally by the time you've done this path on all your 5 characters, it will have respawn on your first one. And then you can do it again and again. When doing it like that, you will then be able to collect around 20 of these different runes in 10 minutes, which is extremely good. So this is really, in my opinion, going to be the best way to do it. But again, it's really just depending on whether these different runes will actually respawn or not. Again, in the PTR, they are respawning, but maybe in the live version of the patch, these different runes are unfortunately not going to respawn. Also, as I mentioned, you want to kill all the different trash, but make sure to see if they actually drop all these different scraps or not, because if they don't, then it's a waste of time and so you don't really have to kill all of them. So normally, again, when you do that, you can then run around. It's very easy. If you're doing it on a druid, even in the water, you can use the travel form and go super fast. And like that, you should be able to get a lot of these frozen runes. You can, of course, decide to also kill the other bosses and get the runes that are in their rooms over than Kel'Thuzad and Saphiron. But I would recommend you to stick to the path I showed you, simply because like that, it will be way faster. And if you manage to do it on 4 or 5 characters, you will get way more runes. So trust me, it's going to be way better to do it without every boss in the raid. Now, if unfortunately you can't have these different runes respawn when killing some of the bosses, then what you can do is simply enter the raid, and then you want to go in each of the first boss's room in each of the different quarters, and each time you want to pick up the rune that is just behind the boss. And like that, you can then pick up the runes, kill all the different trash mugs on the way, and after probably like 8 minutes, something like that, or probably less if you have a speed set or some speed buff, you will be able to then go out, exit the raid, and then reset and re-enter, and the runes will be there for sure. So this is really what I think is going to be the best way if, unfortunately, the runes are not respawning. But if the runes can respawn, then I think the first option might be better. Again, it's really up to you to see how you want to do it. And again, both ways will probably be very profitable, because keep in mind with the second way, you will probably be able to get way more scraps from all the different trash mobs. One thing that I think is really good for you is if you can get a speed set and also some speed buff on your different characters that you are planning to do this farm with. And of course, also the class you're using. For instance, Druid is definitely going to be one of the best class to do this farm with. Try to really have one of these speed sets, because like that you will be able to win even more time. And the faster you can go inside a raid, the faster you will be able to collect all these different runes and scraps, and you will make even more gold. So try before the release of the patch to have at least on one of your druids, on one of your characters, all these different speed items. You can use the ones, for instance, from Shadowlands, the ones that you can craft. You can also try to find some on the auction house from Dragonflight. Just make sure to go on your auction house and try to find all of them. And like that, hopefully you will be able to then do this really, really easily. What I would recommend you to do is also to use this website right here, Undermine Exchange, or also Oribos Exchange. And you want to go on New Realm, and then you want to click here in Armors. Let's say, for instance, you're playing on a Druid. You're going to click on Lever, and here you want to click on Speed. And like that, it will show you on your realm what are all the different items, as you can see, that currently have this speed buff on them. And then you can simply go back in the game and purchase all these different items. So really make sure to do that. You can do that also, I guess, with the weapons, or maybe it doesn't work with the weapons. But at least with the armor pieces, it's working. So go here, do that, and hopefully you'll be able to find a good set just like that. And also, one thing that you want to have with you is the bear tartar. As you can see, this is a food that will increase your speed when you kill some mobs inside a raid. Very important as well. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Again, keep in mind, we're not exactly sure how everything will work. If you are able to get all the different frozen runes and everything without the achievement as soon as the patch is live, then I would recommend you to focus on that first, because there's gonna have a lot of people who will try to buy these, and probably you will be able to make a lot of gold. Keep in mind, this farm is gonna be good probably for quite some time, but especially during the first week and the first 3 days. So try to do that as soon as possible. Again, I will make a follow-up on this farm and on this video. In general, I will also try to publish a guide on how you can unlock all the different things inside Naxxramas and all the different plants and recipes. So stay tuned for more, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!